Good evening, this is Ali Tarnishi at Connect with Ali show, and like every Wednesday we bring a local guest and a guest from across the world to have a meaningful, honest, open conversation about diversity, inclusion, community and equity. Let's dive together to get to understand what diversity mean from Canadian and immigrant perspective. Please help me welcome this amazing guest. I have Dr. Mahmoud Abdulsalam Ghunaim, and I have my friend Claire Kelly, and from Fredericton I have my friend Muhammad Khairallah. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself. Who would like to go first?
Doctor, yeah.
Ladies first.
Lady first? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, the only lady in the room. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm Claire. As you said, I'm a Canadian immigration consultant. I founded Claire and the World Immigration Consulting, and I've been working in settlement, immigration, international education for the past 10 years. And I'm also an occasional politician.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so,
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dr. Mahmoud.
I'm Mahmoud Abdulsalam, medical oncologist. I work at the Moncton Hospital. I'm also a professor in Dalhousie University. I moved to Moncton in September 2012.
2012?
Yes.
Okay.
So almost going to be 9 years close.
Okay.
First, I would like to thank you for the invitation to your interesting show with these very important topics
My honor,
to
my
discuss with colleagues Muhammad and Claire. So I'm so happy to be with you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahmoud. And where you immigrate from?
From Egypt.
From Egypt.
Yeah, I moved a lot in my life, so I'm looks like an international guy. I have some training in the United States, moved to Egypt, to Toronto, to Saudi Arabia, many different places. Then I landed lastly in Moncton. So I stayed in Moncton.
Thank you very much, Doctor. And we have my friend Muhammad Khairallah from Fredericton. Tell us a little bit, my friend, a little bit about yourself.
So I moved to Fredericton almost like 5 years ago. I moved with my family from Dubai, where I used to work in business of marketing and advertising. And then when I came to Fredericton, I founded my coffee business, which called Roti Cana Coffee Company. I also have some activities in the community, like me and Mahmoud, co-founders of the Egyptian Council, New Brunswick, Cultural Council of New Brunswick.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And this amazing conversation that we have every Wednesday, I would like to dive directly into let's dive together. What is your definition of diversity? What is definition of diversity? Whoever wants to jump to that, feel free.
Yeah, so I mean, diversity, we've got it right in this room. I mean, when you're talking about population, right? Different perspectives, different backgrounds, different lived experiences, different languages, right? Different religions. Yeah, that's when you're talking about a population or a school or a place of work, I think, yeah, those are some of the just different points of view, different ways of seeing the world and living through the world.
Exactly, exactly. Mr. Mahmoud, Dr. Mahmoud.
So I think diversity is something nature in our life. So you look at different colors. You look at plants are different. You have different plants, different animals. So why human will not be different? So diversity in definition is any dimension to measure difference between people or communities. So it could be, as Claire said, could be related to religion, could be related to culture, could be related to the national of origin, like someone coming from Morocco, from Egypt. So it's I see it as something unique for the people. If you use it in a very good way, you got like as a team work together, use the background of everyone. So you can make lots of difference. But if you point it as something, we look at it that you're different than me, then it will be bad. So how you deal with it is something very good that you said, that interpretation, point of view is not only difference in your race, in your ethnicity, in your culture, in your religion, in your national of origin, sexual interest, or whatever. It's also, I may see something and you see the same. I may read a sentence and you read it, and my interpretation about it is different than your interpretation. So it's reality that we have to be different, so we can be different tools, work together and do something big together.
I love that. Love that. 100% I agree. It's about perspective, about presentation. And diversity is right here. We have Egypt, we have Canada, we have Morocco, we have UK, we have Kapile, we have Shidiak, we have all diversity right here.
Yeah.
My friend Muhammad, Khairullah, what is your definition of diversity?
Actually, they said almost everything. But just to add a little bit on it, like diversity in action means to understand and accept and respect the other, so that every individual has his own way to do things. Yes, as Dr. Mahmoud said, to accept stuff and this. So this is enrich the human experience overall. So yes, you have to understand and accept and respect that each individual is different from the other.
I love that. Thank you very much, Muhammad. It's all about respect and accept and acknowledge. And diversity, either we want it or not, it is a fact.
Yeah. As you said.
Diversity, as you all share, Dr. Claire and Muhammad, it is a fact. But what do you think of this statement? Diversity is a fact, inclusion is a choice.
Yeah.
Diversity is a fact, and inclusion is a choice.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I may make
We all agree, yes.
I make a little bit of modification.
Okay?
Diversity is a fact. Inclusion is a choice. It's not a choice. It's like it should be that choice of everyone to
That's
include
right.
people.
Yeah.
It's not a choice. It's it's a right choice or a right choice. So it's not only a choice. Is a choice.
The choice.
Yeah.
100%.
So we have to include people. As Muhammad said, that you have to understand, you have to respect, you have to appreciate. So you have to understand that we are different. Even in your family, you have kids, same ethnicity, same genes, same everything, same environment, same way of raising, but they are different.
100%.
Yeah.
They're different because that's life. If we're not different, we cannot do different things. So life needs this diversity. So the choice is to be included. Inclusion is a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that ties back to what Mohammed was saying. Like, you know, the hope is that diversity is respected and listened to and included, right? But it's not, unfortunately, it's not always seen that way, right? So diversity, as you said, even happens in nature, it happens in human nature.
Yeah.
So like diversity is a fact, whereas inclusion, you know, I think there are a lot of monocultures around the world, right? And even, let's say, in the Maritimes, like it's more of a monoculture than elsewhere in Canada, right? I lived in Japan for 2 years, and that's very much like, you know, they see it as a monoculture, right? But, you know, the interesting thing is, I think, like, diversity exists, and it's whether or not you're going to accept and respect it, as was mentioned. And because if you're not utilizing that and actually taking those different points of view, then it's almost a waste, right? If you're forcing everyone to be the same, like
It will be boring.
it'll be pretty boring. So you're making the right choice. I like that of including. Yeah.
Love that.
If you have one color in life, you cannot enjoy. Like you enjoy when you have different colors.
100%.
Everything, when you have different things, you enjoy.
The
Otherwise, it
mosaic,
would be boring.
100%.
And Muhammad said that it enrich the community, or like that's the word enrich was a good word. You say that diversity enrich the community.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Mr. Muhammad, anything to add to this amazing comment from this amazing guest we have?
No, I just want to add, like, as Dr. Mahmoud said, like, inclusion starts even from the one family, the single family with their kids. and that's something related to the family and traditions. But when we are speaking about inclusion in the community, we have to go to the mechanism and the rules and regulations and the stakeholders in the community. So everyone believes that diversity is very important, but inclusion needs actions and mechanism and guidelines and a lot of work to ensure that we have inclusion.
I love that. I love everything you guys shared about action, about diversity is everywhere, as is at the same family, even at the same, sometimes the same culture.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I like the point you shared earlier, Claire, that sometimes if we have one of the same thing, what's the point of having two if it's the same thing? Just get rid of that thing. So if you have different thing, it will make it unique, it will make it different, and that's when we take advantage of our uniqueness, of our gift. That's where creation comes, that's
Yeah.
where innovation comes.
For sure.
But if we just
Yes.
say, okay, my idea, my thought is the same, that will be kind of, it's not what is respect,
Yeah.
what is acknowledgement, what is inclusion. So when we embody and get everybody, make them feel good. Just like, for example, the same family as Dr. Mahmoud shared. If you have the same family and you have like 5 children,
Yeah.
and you just focus on one child, give him whatever he wants, what the other 4 children will feel? They will feel they are not recognized.
Yeah.
They will feel they are not seen or heard. They will feel like, what's the point if I'm just raising my voice, I'm singing, I am here, I want to be heard.
Yeah.
But when you pay everyone, give them attention, and you recognize them for who they are, they will thrive and they will grow.
Yeah. The
Um,
recognition of what their like skills or talents are, like bringing to the family or bringing to the community. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And probably, Claire, when you were in Japan,
Yeah.
probably you felt you were included. You
Yeah,
felt
for sure. And I also wanted to say, like, monoculture is, like, I'm not saying that was a bad thing. Like, as in, one thing about that is that, you know, you want to be similar to everyone else in the community so that you're all doing similar things and you all understand each other, right? And I'm sure, like, this happens, as I said, most places around the world. However, with more immigration, is like almost every country is multicultural now, right? And so I think it's just learning to understand that you can still be a community, you can still like grow forward and innovate and create. It's just going to look a little different than maybe it has in the past, right? So, yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Muhammad, my friend from Fredericton, or before we move to the next question, anything we can add to this? Diversity is a fact, inclusion is the choice. I like that.
That choice, yes. I love what Dr. Mahmoud said. Is the choice.
Is the choice. Yeah. I would just like to share another example that somebody shared the other day with me. Just like if you invite somebody to your house. Let's say, for instance, I said to you guys, okay, supper on me. Everyone come. So everyone show up. And they have 3 different tables. This table is just for people that special to me. Those 2 tables for other people. So I talk to those people, sit with them, give them my full attention and recognition and accept them and stuff like that. The other 2 tables, ignorance. Even I bring the best tagine or the best couscous, and people will leave. What they are going to remember? They are not going to remember the food, even was the best. They will remember the way I treat them.
Yeah. They felt excluded.
Yes.
Yeah.
They felt excluded.
Yeah.
And that's what this inclusion is about, recognition, acceptance, and be there and accepting. This is just will bring us to the next question, my friend. How can we foster the cross-cultural communication at an early age for our children? Because we know children is the leader of the future.
For sure.
How can we foster the cross-cultural communication at an early age? Man first or lady first?
I was going to say, I think we should start with Mohammed.
Muhammad,
I think-
okay.
I think start with Muhammad this time. Because every time
Why you start with me on the most difficult question?
to take some
That's a
ideas
trap.
from you, and-
We said lady first chose you, so.
Okay. You know, it's a quite bit tricky question, but it's the most important question I believe I saw so far. Because I am experiencing this with my kids even in the house. Because let's say, speaking about the kids and how we communicate, one issue is using slangs while they are communicating, okay? using the slangs makes you feel that you are not belong, you are not a part of the conversation. Because even when we are speaking about diversity and speaking about, even we try all here to speak the same language, which is English. So when you are a part of a conversation and people start using the slangs or using the way of talking that you know nothing about it, you start feel that you are not included in the conversation. Also speaking fast. So the way of the communication itself will affect in a very big way the way of inclusion, like the people, the how fast they spoke, how many slangs they are using close-ended question just to cut it short and so they are the one who drive the conversation, especially the kids in the school. So it's, I believe, our responsibility to try to tell them to be what they call caring when they speak with someone else from different culture. We try even to tell them how to, as we said in the beginning, to respect and understand, and even more, even like to be passionate about experience the different culture and the different what they call different people. So it's quite bit also need to have like some efforts and some mechanism to ensure that we are starting early with our kids, because here we have two different sides. The people or the Canadians who born and raised, their parents born and raised in Canada, and the immigrants who just have their kids maybe born here or just born outside Canada and they start to be raised in Canada. So in both ways, we need to teach them the acceptance and understanding of the diversity.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. That's, I love that, caring, acceptance. Okay, we have 4 minutes.
And still.
So, anybody want to?
I mean, I have to, like this, I used to be a youth worker, I used to be a teacher when I was in Japan and when I was in Victoria, BC. And this one's so important to me because it, as was already mentioned, it does start at a young age. Like really, you either, as mentioned, like you either start to care for those who are different from you, or you start to fear or have a negative opinion, right? That starts so young, like so young. And so as young as you are able to really start to foster that caring, that compassion, that curiosity instead of like fear of the other. And you know, that starts with languages. Like I grew up in New Brunswick and I feel very lucky to have learned French and English from the age of 5. And so even having 2 languages, like, you know, you get to see the world a different way from a young age, right? Like immersing yourself in a different language immerses you in a different way of seeing the world and interacting with the world. Yeah. And yeah, just exposing your children to as many different backgrounds, different as, you know, like telling them about Ramadan, like telling them about different religions and cultures and languages. Really, you need to start that early. Yeah.
Love that. Love that, my friend. Dr. Mahmoud, I think I see that everywhere in the hospital. Different.
Said everything about that. I just want to say this is the responsibility of the community and the education authority as well. Because, you know, kids in the schools, you can make lots of activity to teach them about diversity, acceptance, understanding. You have to break the break the barriers, all the barriers, language barriers, break, like as Muhammad said, if you use slang language, you may exclude someone. So you need to teach them how to break the barriers, how to listen, how to understand, how to respect. Could be some activity like International Day, something related to some nation days, or like food from different countries, dress that you, whatever you're dressing right now, so that lets people know and get them understand the beauty of that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to you need to understand, you need to feel it. It's not only to accept. Feel how diversity is a beautiful thing, to see some different. When I moved here, I found people like celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So what's St. Patrick's Day? I went, I read about it. Okay, he's a saint from Ireland. Okay, I know all the story. And
Mahmoud, hold on to that thought. I love that thought. We will be right back after the break.
Okay.
Amazing talking about this topic, and we'll be right back to that topic. It's amazing. Assalamu alaikum, marhaban maratan thaniya. Good evening. We are back again with Connect with Ali, and we just to recap, we were talking about diversity, inclusion, community, not communication, communication. Yeah, we're having communication and equity. And Dr. Mahmoud was sharing a good point about how can we foster the cross-cultural communication at an early age, then break that up. So carry on, my friend. Mahmoud.
I was saying that it's very important in young age to teach them that. It's a responsibility of the community, responsibility of the authority of the education to make some activity. You cannot teach them that, but you cannot make them practice it. Practice, because you learn with practice better than you learn with someone telling you. If I tell you something that you should do that, you should do that, okay, but then you will ignore it. But if you practice, you do some activities. As we said, like National Day, they see some different type of dress, different food, different culture. They know what's culture. They understand what's culture. They understand what's beautiful behind this diversity. And even it's like when you are an immigrant and you move to another place, you expect people to accept you, but also you have to accept them. So if you want them to understand, like I'm fasting in Ramadan, you want them to understand that, you have to understand their culture also. So as I told you, when I found that there is something, like St. Patrick, what's St. Patrick? I go read it. And I tell my kids, do you know what St. Patrick is? And I tell them the story. So they know. When you know, you understand. You had the things you don't know, but when you know, you love it. So listen, open-minded, break all the barriers. Accept, appreciate, respect, all this, that's good, but make it as a practice for the kids. Make it as a practice, then they will get it. It will be in their genes. They will grow up with it. So that's the age you have to change.
Yeah. So like parents should be modeling that, they should be doing it as well, right?
It's a community issue and it's an educational issue in the schools. They need to it should be part. School is not only for education, like math or science. School for values. So you teach them the community value. It's a community value to accept others, and this is how the community will be strong. So if the community is strong, if you teach them from young age, they will grow up with that as part of their
identity,
that we accept others. So that's very important, and I believe practice is more than telling.
I love that.
Let them practice diversity. Do some activity in the school to practice that.
Yeah, and if any teachers are listening, there's an organization in Canada called Equitas, and they actually have educational programs, like activities. It's called Equitas.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have youth activities from ages, I think, like 4 to 10, and then like 10 to 18, like, or 13 to 18 or something. And it's really good. Like, I used to implement those in my youth work, so I would definitely recommend it. There are those activities they can implement. So
it should be part of the strategy and in educating the young generation that they grow up with that.
yeah, for sure.
Amazing, really some good point that shared here, and I love what everyone shared about practice, because really children learn about our action, not about our word.
Exactly.
And children really learn about
This beautiful soundtrack we have.
about
I love the ringtone.
it's diversity in music.
Music.
So it's music playing all over. So maybe that one you just hold it off, so we don't have any diverse music that we learn by practicing the music in the show.
I love it.
So practice, as Dr. Mahmoud say, it's really children. A lot of parents focus more about critic, and children learn from what the role model.
Yeah.
Modeling is the key, because you can tell whatever to your children, but if you are doing the opposite,
Yeah.
they are not going to take it.
Exactly.
They will just do the opposite,
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
So diversity. There is a mosaic festival that happens every summer.
Yes.
We missed it.
I
That's you see
definitely missed it.
how people are happy when mosaic is going. You see people in different dress. I see me and Mahmoud, we were dancing to some nice music, Lebanese music, because you see people, they dance to music, to food, to everything, and they open their mind to different perspective, different culture, because it's something that's unique, that is different than what they used to see. And this is just will bring us to question number 4. Muhammad,
He's reminding you.
are you with us, my friend?
He's like-
What kind of
Yes.
activity we would like to see in our community to cultivate the culture of inclusion, diversity, and equity? I will repeat that. And the audience, so you can leave your comment. What kind of activity you would like to see in our community to cultivate the culture of inclusion, diversity, and equity? Man first.
So the answer of this question is very difficult through the COVID-19, you know, because all type of activities now change in the way how we practice it. Because before, as we just said, we used to have some festivals, some like interactive activities, ceremonies, like all these kind of the ways to cultivate the diversity and the cultural difference in the community almost stopped for a year right now. And I believe this makes things much harder to us and to the community to keep practicing the diversity, to keep practicing the inclusion and this stuff. So now we have to come out with out-of-the-box ideas to how to practice this and take it from the theoretical phase to application, especially that we have nothing to do and it's very difficult to have the one-to-one or in-person activities. So like before we used to have, let's say, celebrate all different type of holidays, like Middle Eastern community has their own type of holidays and own dates for holidays, North American, European. So it is how we come together to celebrate. Even sometimes there is an overlap, like same day of celebrating occasion it the same days in Europe or North America for some other like celebration. So we both can come together and celebrate this together. So the thing is, all this type of stuff is now not being practiced because of the COVID. So the question is, how can we keep doing what we used to do in the era of COVID or in the time of COVID?
Thank you very much, Muhammad. That's really some great point you shared there, my brother.
This is a good start. You're reaching. If anyone's watching this right now, like this is a way to continue it virtually, right? And so definitely, I think there have been a lot of virtual events, like Dialogue NB has been having some conversations on multiculturalism, on like racism in New Brunswick, like on important conversations. The New Brunswick Multicultural Council had their New Conversations 2.0. Like there are a lot of virtual ones, but of course I agree, Mohammed, oh my gosh, I miss the in-person events.
Yeah.
Like that's really where you get to, you know, be face-to-face. Like I even love this. I miss meeting with friends more in person and having these in-person conversations. But of course, as we mentioned, kids are still in school.
Yeah.
So that's, that can happen during COVID-19. Those activities should certainly continue. Yeah, I think that I agree. Mosaic certainly brings everyone together every year to remind the celebration of diversity. I think, you know, Woven Cultures was here last time. Like that's a great community initiative activity to really get into schools and educate. But I don't know, this isn't an activity so much, but I do think it's an activity for employers to be, you know, educating their staff, their school boards, their hospitals, right? That's an activity. And of course, hiring people who aren't necessarily from the same background as everyone else on staff, right? So I think, well, that's not like an activity, it is a practice that we should be seeing more of to foster diversity and inclusion.
Amazing, amazing. I love all that.
That always has to happen. People are still getting hired every day, and people are going to work, so these training and the hiring practices are really important. So
love that. I would love to see too, like even in the community, like have some coffee for diversity. People just have an open conversation like this. Just diversity, coffee for diversity. Just come have a nice conversation.
Understanding different culture, different people. Yeah, that's very good. And just one thing I want to add, the media is very important. You can highlight different cultures. You can speak about different people from different places, about their food, about their dress, about their habits, about their whatever, like difference. How, and put it in, like, to be done in a very good way. So still there is, the media have very big impact on the community right now, and including the social media. So some programs like this could be good for like highlighting how this is very important to understand, open mind, and understand what's different culture will mean for you, and get them nice. When you listen to different music, you enjoy, like Arabic versus like Latin music versus coming from Europe versus something from countryside,
Africa,
all over the world, like Asian. Every music has its own beauty. Food also, like culture in its wide prospect, not very close about something.
And all that bring, Dr. Mahmoud and everyone, all that bring, like you see when we are talking about music, it's unique. Talking about the food, it's unique. So when we recognize that uniqueness in people, about, you ask them, where are you from? What can you tell me a little bit about your culture? Can you just tell me, I really love what you are wearing, your dress. I love what your culture you're talking. That will get people feel like a sense of belonging, because those are the basic human need, a sense of belonging. You have someone that care about you and listen to you and hear you. So people will really feel they are recognized and they feel like somebody interested. The people might ask, what's this? This is a Moroccan dress that we wear in the south of Morocco, in the desert, in the Sahara. And that's just open the conversation. So doing this show like this is just to raise awareness.
For sure.
And when we raise awareness, that lead to conversation. And conversation lead to what? To change. Instead of saying, why this happening?
Integration.
Integration.
Lead to integration, and you feel you're belonging to the place you're in. And that's very important. You feel like you're part of this community. That's very important.
100%, my friend. That just will bring us the next question. I know we have 5 minutes left. Do you think we can squeeze this question there? How does equity support diversity and inclusion?
That's the big one.
How does equity support diversity and inclusion? Shall we throw this to Muhammad, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a big one, Mohammed, but
he's our pioneer.
I'm keen to answer it, but I want to let him go first. He's Mohammed?
There is a problem.
Can't hear you, Muhammad. You're mute.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Muhammad.
first I said this question should be for Claire, like, but that's okay. I can only, you know, I will just say, like, without equity or like without this fairness and justice and equity, there will be no inclusion.
Yeah.
And diversity will become just a theoretical
Yeah.
image,
Yeah.
and has nothing to do with the life of the people. And I will just end my my talking with something also related to the diversity in religion. Like, I myself and the people I know, we believe that God had the ability to create the whole mankind as one nation, but He create us different nation because this is what will enrich every individual's life, to grown up in different places with different ways, with different thinking and different knowledge, then come together, exchange this knowledge, and take it to the next step.
That's very deep. That's very deep, my friend. We have 3 minutes, guys.
All right. Well, he said I should answer this, and he knows me very well. Because he's right. You're totally right, Mohammed, is that diversity and inclusion will only be theories until there is easier access to like what everyone else, and again, this is all in comparison of what is the primary like culture, right? So of course I'm not an immigrant, okay? I am part of the, let's say, the main culture of New Brunswick, right? The more historic culture. But my example that I can give that's very tangible is being a woman in politics, okay? And the thing is, you know, the public space, the political space is historically, you know, white, male, rich, actually. It does take a lot of money to run in an election. And so if, you know, parties or different levels of government say, we want more women in politics, or we want more immigrants in politics, like, then if they just say it, that's not really going to change anything, because there have been barriers, right? Like, I don't know if you know this, but for a long time there wasn't even a women's washroom in the legislature in Fredericton. So, like, that's a physical barrier. Like, and you know, as I said, it costs money to run an election. Statistically, women are paid less in Canada and most places in the world. So, like, you know, having funding opportunities, having the education. Women aren't often, you know, taught to be interested in politics. So there's a natural barrier there as well. There may be childcare barriers. There may be, like, you know, so all of these, the network barriers, you know, that's something for newcomers. One thing that I know working with international students is when they're trying to find a job, they don't have the natural networks that you do if you grew up in Moncton, right? So, so there are those barriers, and they're invisible if you're part of the primary, let's say, culture. But if you're, for anyone outside of that, it actually does take structural change and like actions to help them get to those positions as well. They don't just happen naturally. So I agree, Mohammed. It's like, it's just a theory until you actually create equity, like create those pathways to have everyone, accessibility to everyone. So.
Why you always have to break on the good note or
I'm sorry,
good topic? Dr. Mahmoud, sorry, buddy, every time we have to cut you off.
I'm sorry.
No, it's an amazing topic, and this probably need more time than 1 hour for our topic.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Hey, assalamu alaikum. What is I have like a diverse here, like I have Moroccan, Canadian, and Canadian, Japanese, Chinese. What is Ramadan to you, my friend? What's your name, first of all?
Hoising.
Hoisin. Okay, did you hear about Ramadan before?
Yes, I have.
You did? Okay. What Ramadan represent? What it means?
So, for me, it's like a period where the Muslim people don't eat. I think it's from sun up to sundown,
That's correct.
and then afterwards they can eat. But how long does it last? I don't know, and what period at the time of the year I don't know either.
It's each month is different, but it's we start from you're right, from the sunrise to the sunset. Like for now, it's from 4:50 in the morning to about 8:15.
Okay.
8:15. Yeah.
17 hours.
Yeah. And the principle of it, just like so, we can taste what the poor people go through. Like it teaches you how to be like. Sometimes there is people that live, they can't even drink water for a long time, they can't eat. So that teaches you to be humble, to appreciate what you have, and don't waste food. So that's really the meaning of it. And you, my friend, what's your name?
Nathalie.
Natalie. So do you hear about Ramadan before? Even in French, Ramadan, you hear about it before?
Oui.
Oui. C'est quoi ça veut dire Ramadan pour toi? Est-ce que
Ben, c'est une période où les musulmans font le jeûne pendant le temps de lumière de la journée pour à peu près un mois à ma connaissance.
Parfait, merci Nathalie. Merci. Et toi, c'est quoi ton nom?
C'est Iman,
Iman, tu
Oui.
viens d'où?
du Maroc.
De Maroc. C'est quoi le Ramadan?
Le Ramadan, c'est jeûner, c'est de ne pas manger durant une certaine période,
Ok.
un mois, faire de la prière plus longtemps que d'habitude. D'habitude, on a 5 prières, mais durant le Ramadan, on a également Tarawih.
Ok.
Ben, c'est tout. Ramadan Karim, c'est
Ramadan.
tout.
Merci bien. Et toi, mon ami?
Moi, je m'appelle Mohamed, je suis du Maroc. Et elle s'appelle Myriam. Elle est du Maroc aussi.
Salut, salut Myriam. C'est quoi le Ramadan, Myriam?
Je suis né au Maroc. Myriam.
Ok, Ramadan Karim. Merci bien. Hein?
Ramadan Karim.
Hello. So, what's your name? First?
Chantal.
Chantal, and you, buddy? Jean-François. So, did you hear about Ramadan before?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Okay. What does Ramadan mean? Just like from your.
I know it's a fasting period that you do after between certain months of the year.
Okay.
It doesn't always fall at the same time.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact detail of
Okay.
the months, but I know from friends that,
Okay.
that you do like until a certain
Okay.
period, between a certain period. Doesn't necessarily fall in the
Same month.
same month or same length of time, I believe.
Okay, excellent. So it is actually, yeah, you are right, totally right. So we fast from sunrise to the sunset,
Sunset.
and the principle is just like, so we feel the hunger, we feel the thirst, so we feel what really the poor people feel.
Yeah.
So that's the meaning of Ramadan. And you saw some people that practice it before, eh?
Oh
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever fast before?
I fast all the time.
Oh, you do?
actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, daily.
Nice. It's and there is some benefit to it. Like you feel
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. Feels
Ec-
amazing.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Chantal. Appreciate it. And thank you, John. Jean-François.
Yeah,
Thank you
got
very
it.
much.
Tous les gens qui fêtent Ramadan, c'est une période de paix, c'est une période qu'on chérit les moments avec les gens, les pauvres surtout. On se sent les mêmes choses, on se met à leur place. Happy Ramadan to everybody all over the world.
Happy Ramadan, everyone. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam, my friend, my brother.
This is Ali Ep.03, and we are just doing a little documentary to educate the community about what does Ramadan mean. What's your name, brother?
My name is Usman Ali and we are standing in Ali Kingdom.
Ali Kingdom. So we are in
Yes.
Ali Kingdom store. So, Mr. Ali, what does Ramadan mean?
For me, it means that you are following the commandment of your Lord, and whatever He is asking you, you are following it. If He is asking you to stop eating, I will stop eating. If He is asking me to be patient while you are fasting, and especially very, very important for me because I am sitting in the store. I have lots of stuff in front of me. My desire is I am feeling hungry. I want to eat it, but I am controlling myself.
Oh.
So it's a self-control which you learn during the month of Ramadan, and then the Lord wants you to practice it while all year long.
All
so
year,
that's
okay.
that's the learning lesson that you are learning during the month of Ramadan to control your desires. It can be any situation. You can put it yourself in a situation where you have an argument with someone else, and this lesson teaches you that while you are not eating during the month of Ramadan, you should be doing the same in that situation while you have an argument with another brother, another Canadian, that you control yourself, you control your anger. So you should
okay.
apply this learning lesson which you have learned all the month of Ramadan in all your life.
I love that. It's about
Yes.
control. So it's
Yes.
self-control. You control
Yes.
yourself from desire, from food, from water, from anger as well.
Yes, that's
so
right.
what mostly people eat like when they break their fasting?
So they are basically, most of the customer, they buy of course dates, because that was loved by our Prophet, and he used to close the fast, finish the fast with the dates. So he also used to do it, and we also follow his practice, and we follow and we break the fast with the dates.
With the date.
That's the most selling items in the month of Ramadan. And
can you show what people really buy here mostly?
Yes. So the most beloved date, the most liked date is this one, Khudri date. This comes from Medina, and this is a product of Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And it's the most bigger sized and very good taste and soft one.
And any sweet that people eat mostly in Ramadan?
The sweet, like they make a drink. I can show you the drink. It's over here.
Okay.
They mix it up. The Indian Pakistani Muslims, they mix it up. For example, this jamishiri. They mix it up with the milk, and while they break the fast, they eat the dates, and then they can drink some water. Put this into water or put it into the milk and drink it.
Oh,
so that, because of course day was long. Sometimes days are often long in Canada, especially when you are during the winter time. But we are slowly moving towards the days are shifting forward, and we will be slowly. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. So basically, the days are longer when you are in the summer.
In the summer, okay.
Yeah, but slowly we are moving back toward the winter. So it will be best when you are in the middle of the winter. The days will be very short, and we are hoping to reach that point in 10 years' time.
So at what time the sunrise? Like at what time you stop eating?
Right now we are stopping at around 4:50, and then we are breaking our fast at around 8:15.
8:15.
Yeah. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming over, and thank you.
Thank you very much. So hello, my name is Ali Ep.03. I'm just doing a little documentary about Ramadan. If you can introduce yourself, what's your name?
Kim.
Kim
and
Louis Ver.
Kim and Louis Ver. Okay, so did you ever hear about Ramadan before?
Yes, we have.
Okay, what that mean, like to you, like from your perspective, Ramadan?
Well, our good friend Syed is from Morocco, and he practices Ramadan.
Okay.
I believe they do 40 days of, it's a form of fasting.
Yeah.
Where towards the end of the day, I think you can have a soup, maybe. I don't know that much about it.
A light meat.
But,
yeah.
And of course, liquid.
Some date, yeah. Some date or
yes,
yes. Yeah, you're right. It's about actually 30 days. That's from the sunrise to the sunset.
Yes.
And the meaning of Ramadan is like people usually when they fast, they just like teach you how those poor people go through if they don't have any water, if they don't have anything to eat. So when you are fasting, we can really feel what those people going through. So you don't throw food, you appreciate what you have, and you can help the poor people.
Okay.
So that's really the meaning of it. And did you ever fast before?
Yes, we have. It's similar to our faith where we do Lent.
Lent, okay.
Yes.
Okay, and that's like your food for like fast from food and the water and everything?
It's a 40 days. We give up something that we really enjoy.
We give up something that we really like.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a type of fasting. It's like you stop everything. It's almost like you control yourself from not the stuff that you enjoy.
Yes.
So you control the self, that it's not the one who's controlling us.
And focus more on prayer and things and what we can do for humanity.
Oh, I love that. What we can do for humanity.
Yes.
Okay. So the fasting is teaching you that, the patience and to appreciate what you have and stuff like that. And that's exactly what Ramadan is all about. It's about charity. We give a lot to the poor people. It's almost like Christmas.
Yes.
Because you make children happy, you buy them gifts, and you have a nice meal, and you invite family and stuff. And that's what Ramadan is all about. Well, thank you very much for your perspective about Ramadan and sharing your thought, and I really appreciate it. Hello, we are back, and after this amazing video we just watched about Ramadan, what a good example of diversity and inclusion. What do you think about that clear. Ramadan.
I thought it was awesome. No, first of all, I want to say the video was awesome. Like, honestly, I think like that was a perfect example of showing how many people like knew what Ramadan was, versus growing up in Riverview 20 years ago. I don't think anyone would have known. So seeing that, I think, is already showing how diverse Moncton is becoming. You know, we're on our way there. They knew a lot more than I think most people might think.
I was impressed. Like, all of them know what is Ramadan.
It was good, so I liked that. But yeah, it was a lot of my knowledge, that I know now too.
Nice. So is there anything like almost the same thing that you do like
Lent,
Ramadan?
Yeah.
What's it called? Lent?
It's called Lent. Yeah. So I grew up Catholic, and it's a similar thing. We, but not as. I have a lot of respect for all of my friends here, giving up food and liquids for the entire day, that for 30 days. But Lent is kind of a lighter version of that. We give up something that we really like for 40 days. So like if you drink coffee every day, if you cut that out for 40 days, no coffee. I did it 1 year. It was very tough. Or cutting out meat for a month.
At least not the coffee.
Yeah, coffee, exactly. I'll never do it again.
That will be a good thing for somebody who wants to quit smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Something else.
Totally. So whatever that you cherish and you cut it out for 40 days. So it's a similar, it's a similar principle, like giving, like sacrificing to make you appreciate what you have the rest of the year.
So it's controlled. You control your desire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Any thought, Muhammad, Dr. Muhammad?
Nothing more. I think what you said at the end, to appreciate what you have, that's very important. And to appreciate that you have something good. What we learned from COVID-19, that we didn't appreciate the life we had. So we missed the life we had. That's the concept behind this, is to control yourself and to appreciate what you have. And to feel about poor people could be. One thing about Ramadan everybody missed, that when you're not able to fast for any reason, like health issue or something, you have to feed a poor guy every day. You're not fasting. So it's something behind that. It's not only that you control yourself. Yeah, you control yourself. You appreciate what you have, but you feel about poor people. About your community, about others. And another thing about the Ramadan, like from my thought about it, everything in religion changed to be cultural. So religion is to fast, that's okay. But when you fast, you have some cultural issue that you break your fast on date. You have, as you said, you have some soup, you have some different, like specific food for that. You have specific something related. In Egypt, we have like a series, which is Ramadan series, like something you watch on the TV. It changed to be a culture. So it's again like something related to the culture. You change it to be something nice you like. So that's human. I like human part of everything. So I know from my Christian people in Egypt that they have very difficult way of fasting also. So they are Orthodox. You raise as a Catholic, you have the Lent. They have different types of fasting. They don't eat anything related to live things, like no meat, no eggs, no. So it's also difficult, and it's same concept. I don't want to take more time because I know we have only 4 minutes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahmoud. I always will break at yours, and we will be breaking our fasting soon, actually. So we will take our break now. And actually, our show is the end of the show. I would like to thank my amazing guests. I would like to thank Kelly for this amazing conversation, Dr. Mahmoud, and our friend Muhammad Khairallah from Fredericton. Thank you very much, everyone. And until next Wednesday, have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.